Hi, I'm Philip Brunton, and welcome to Jazz Play lesson number 4. Now, just a reminder to download your accompanying worksheet for lesson 4 at MyMusicPB.com/jazzplate. Now, last week we worked on the major 6 chord, and at the top of the page on your worksheet you'll see the major 6 chord. Now, what we've done is we've taken the top note and inverted it down to the bottom, and that's now called a minor 7 chord. And in this case, it's shown the symbol is the uppercase letter followed by either a small m or a hyphen and then a 7. And the minor, it's referring to, there's a minor third, the little m or the hyphen, and then the 7's also a minor 7th. So that's the new sound of the chord. So here we have our major 6, bring the 6 down to here, and we got minor 7. We have a minor 3rd, perfect 5th, and a minor 7th. Put together, minor 7 chord. So today we're going to be working with minor 7 chords. Now warm up using the ideas from last week, but now with minor chords. We have the first 3 notes of a minor scale. And when we put 2 bars together, you get 6 notes of a natural minor scale. So let's have a tuning note to get started. Concert A, 440. Another one. So let's get started with our warm-up. First 3 notes of each minor chord. Warm-up, minors. So the minor thirds are really different to hear after all those majors. So the next thing we're going to be looking at is the minor 7 chord, spelled out with a 1, the minor 3rd, the perfect 5th, and the minor 7th. So this is exercise number 1, starting with the minor 7 chords. I play, then you play. 2, 3. You play. Okay, exercise number 2, same thing, but without the gap. 2, 3. Okay, exercise number 3, same thing, but now in cycle of fifths. 2, 3. Okay, now on page 2, if we take a minor 7 chord you see at the top, and we build a minor scale from it, you can see the notes going across the natural minor scale, and we know that that's relative to the major scale 3 notes higher, and you can see that scale on there. We also learned last week about the avoidance note. The 4th note of a major scale becomes the 6th note of the minor scale. The 6th note of a minor scale is now the avoidance note. Same avoidance note to its relative major. So if we take that information and build a pentatonic scale, the next bar you can see a major pentatonic highlighted over top, and underneath we have the minor pentatonic using the same group of notes, but we just inverted the top note down. So on the minor pentatonic you see the 1, 3, 5, that's important chord outline, and then you can see in the major pentatonic what 1, 3, 5 is, plus we have the 2 extra notes which don't include the avoidance note. Now pentatonics are a great way to get started on your improvisation journey, but they're not the end all. Think of it kind of like a motorway or a highway. It gets you from one point to the next, but you might be missing out a lot of parts of the countryside. So there are going to be lots of other scales, modes that we're going to be learning, but for right now they're a great start for us. Just as last week we did a major pentatonic workout, we're going to do the same with the minor pentatonics. You should know them pretty well from last week, so let's build them up again using our minor version. Okay, just like last time, I remind you these are legato and they're straight rhythms. Exercise number 4, pentatonic workout. So just like last week, I said you could work your way down the 1-beat notes, bar 1 and 2s. You can do the bar 3 alone, work your way down. And did anybody take the challenge of last week to learn bar 4, the very quick ones, all the way down? I gave it a try, I gave it a practice. I hope a few of you did too. So here's my version. So you can do the same now with the minors if you want to work through those quick ones. As pentatonics have always been a viable way to start your improvisation, there's been lots of patterns to give you more options to play than just going straight up and down. So I wrote out one here. Exercise 5 is one example. There's so many you can make up your own. You'll find some online as well. You might want to do a little bit of practicing on this, but I'll put it on and we'll get our play through it. And if you feel you want to practice it and come back and play it along with us, you'll find it the right place on it. Okay, minor pentatonic patterns. So that's a real workout for your endurance, your embouchure. So you might want to do is you want to play the first line, take a rest on the second, and then play the third along with me. And then play it again and do the opposites, do the second and fourth line. Work your way every other line that way. But if you want to give it a go, you don't have to do that exercise with the backing track. You can work your way up and gradually make it a practice, but they're really going to help you. Now, a pentatonic scale in both the major and minor forms can work over more than one chord. With some chords, it might sound more harmonious. We say it's inside. And then with other chords, it'll sound more dissonant, more tension. And we say that's more outside. Now, you can also substitute your pentatonics in the mid use of it. So you want maybe to create a more inside than outside style in your playing, more tension and release of that tension in your solos. Page 3 at the bottom of the page, you'll see I've started with one chord. I've gone into a semitone lower minor pentatonic pattern and then come back and resolved it. So you hear. And that can be effective over the same chord. You can really play with those in your solos as you get more confident with that page, that pattern. Mix them up and see what you like. But remember, if you have that tension, resolve it, bring it back in. So remember with all these patterns though, practice is to internalize the fingering work so that eventually our ears are leading us through and allows us to do whatever we want. So we're ready to improvise now. We're going to use the minor-based pentatonic scale. And we're going to, instead of 2 bars at a time, call them responsive. Now we're responsible for 4 bars on your own. I'll play the first 4 bars and then you repeat it. Now, we're also developing phrase structures today. So last week we had the it would be 4 bars. I played 2, you played 2. Call that like a question and answer. So that's one type. You see 4 broken up to 2 plus 2. And then we could say a 4-bar phrase with a 1 bar, 1 bar, and a 2 bar structure. And then you can have just a 4-bar structure. And what defines these structures is where you place your long notes or your rests. So if I give you an example, if I play the question and answer, that long note says the next part. Okay, but if I did a 4, 1 plus 1 plus 2, okay, and then a 4 bar is just keeping the flow until your last bar. So what's going to happen is I'm going to play the first time and you'll listen to my phrase structure. If you can, try copying the same phrase structure back when you play your solo. It doesn't have to be exact, but the same concept. And remember, that's defined by where you put your long notes. A little hint when you're improvising, steps and skips are much better than lots of leaps. And now in your improvisation, you might use much more of your range of your instruments. Get into the octaves and see where you enjoy. Okay, this is improvisation. I'll play the first 4 bars, you repeat. We're going through each minor 7 chord using a minor bass pentatonic. Try to copy my phrase structure that's defined by my choice of where I put my long notes or my rests. I start. Your turn. Line 2. Line 3. Line 4. Five. Line 6. Seven. Eight. So there's a bit of outside. 10. 11. More outside. Great, that's our improvisation done for today and our lesson completed. Do go back to those minor pentatonic patterns. Work yourself through, get used to them, and start playing around with alternating a few and see where you like on that. And I'll put itself, I mentioned last week we introduced an album with Listen To. I wonder if you had a listen to that. Maybe not what you're expecting. That had some outside moments, I'm sure. I just wanted to show you where creatively we can move up to with improvisation. John Coltrane did a great job with that. So this week I'll put down a new album to have a listen to. Now remember that these are progressing lessons, so it's very important to be fluent at this lesson before you move on to the next. It's the best way to ensure you get your success. So I look forward to seeing you in lesson 5. Bye for now.